This is the pedal you want. This is the pedal you do not want. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabe Schray. I talk about keyboards, synthesizers, plugins, and stuff like that. And today I'm going to talk about sustain pedals. I teach a lot of students who have keyboards at home, and I find that sustain pedals are often confusing and troublesome area for folks with keyboards. And I think it's because maybe they don't really know what a sustain pedal does, or the type of sustain pedal that they're provided with when they buy a keyboard is not a very good one. So I thought I'd talk about it real quick and show you what I like to use, what I don't like to use, and a custom pedal that a friend of mine made for me. Just to be clear, this video is about sustain pedal gear. It's not about sustain pedal technique. That's something we can get into in a different video. Basically, a sustain pedal is a pedal that if you press it down, it will sustain notes on your keyboard until you lift it off. So if I play notes, press the pedal, lift my finger off, the note is still sustaining. It's pretty simple. It comes from the damper pedal, which is another name for this type of pedal. In pianos, there's a row of dampers that are like these little blocks that hold onto the strings that keep them from vibrating when other notes are in use. But when you press the damper pedal on a piano, it releases all of those and lets the strings resonate freely. But I think the name sustain comes from synthesizers and modern keyboards where you're playing sounds that might have a long sustain, where it's like attack, decay, sustain, release. So some sounds aren't like piano sounds. They might sustain for a very long period of time. This pedal will hold that note for you until you release it. So I find that a lot of students or people who get keyboards for the very first time are provided with this type of pedal, which is like this little square brick thing. I do not recommend this pedal under any circumstances, and I use the word pedal lightly. This is usually just to get you started, and I find that these are always more trouble than it's worth to use, even for like a switch situation, because they're a little flimsy. They move around a lot because they're very small, they're very light. If you put them on carpet, the sustain pedal will drop down in the carpet and it doesn't work very well and it's not very responsive. This pedal has a little switch on the back. It's a polarity switch. This is a common issue with sustain pedals where if you plug in the pedal and for some reason when you press the pedal down, the notes stop, and if you let it go, they hold, which means that the polarity of the pedal is reversed. Some pedals have that, some pedals don't. If you get a keyboard with a pedal like this, I don't recommend it. I recommend changing up to something else. The type of pedal that I actually recommend is this type, which actually looks like a single piano pedal. It's pretty heavy. This is a Yamaha FC4. It has an attached wire that you plug into the back of your keyboard. The action is heavy, like a piano. They tend not to scoot around as much, but they still scoot around. I like to use this shelf material. Sometimes I'll use gaff tape on the bottom of the pedal to keep it from sliding around. Anybody who's played keyboards on a hard surface with this type of pedal or any other pedal knows what I'm talking about. So you need something to keep it from sliding around. Honestly, I think it'd be cool if manufacturers would just make a surface that doesn't slip, like a non-slip surface on the bottom. So Yamaha, if you're listening, maybe a non-slip surface, or anybody who makes pedals, that would be awesome. So in short, this is the pedal you want. This is the pedal you do not want. So if you have this pedal, go look for something like this. I promise it's gonna do you a lot better. I actually wanna show you guys one cool thing. So about 10 years ago, we had a cat, and our cat loved to eat wires, especially Apple cables, the most expensive cables. He was eating through this cable that attaches to the back of this pedal, so much so that I had to buy like 6 of these things. And I got tired of having to replace the whole pedal. So a mutual friend of our family is actually a pretty talented engineer, and him and a friend actually said, well, we could probably just replace that cable with something that's detachable. And I thought that was cool, so I gave them one of my broken pedals, and they took it and came back with this. That's a wireless pedal with a guitar jack and instrument jack on one side. The cable that was there is now gone. And in order to plug this pedal in, you just plug it in like a cable, like an instrument cable. You take a regular instrument cable, plug it in, and the other side goes into the back of your keyboard. Works just like the other pedals. And if for some reason this cable gets damaged, whether on a gig or by a cat, you can just unplug it and use a different cable. I'm surprised this is not a thing. It's very nice to be able to remove the cable and just use a different cable and keep the pedal. This was very cool. I've never seen anything like that, so I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm kind of getting ready for gig season, so I've been thinking about a lot of this keyboard stuff and getting my stuff ready for doing a lot of wedding gigs this year. But yeah, so if you're a beginner and someone who just got into keyboards and have questions about sustain pedal, please ask away, comment away. Let me know if you want to see anything else, and I'll see you next time.